What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how the hell are ya? Now today we're going to be talking about the infamous and the controversial Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. Now listen. Girl, we're gonna have to start this video off with a few words because I am just at a loss right now. I'm at a loss for words, but I also got a lot of shit to say. So, if you've been sleeping under a rock or maybe you've been busy working or fucking your husband, I have something to share with you. This picture hit the internet last week and it was announced that Tarte was putting out a brand new foundation to go along with their famous Shape Tape concealer. Now I was very excited because this is one of my favorite concealers of 2017. Now I know this actually came out all the way in 16, which is important to note. This foundation first launched in 2016. 2017, it grew into a monster. Everyone fell in love with it, or most of you did, including myself. So when there was a announcement that there was gonna be a foundation version, a lot of us were like, yes, this might be the new holy grail. It better be amazing. There was a lot of hype. And then the swatches came out. So if you have not seen this, this was going around online and is basically showcasing Tarte's shade range for their new foundation. So I sat here and I was like, crickets. That's what happened. So let's have a conversation, you guys. Last year, Rihanna came in the game and she slayed everybody. She basically said, hi everyone, let's be inclusive, and if you're not, you gotta go. And it was such a beautiful launch. Rihanna had a foundation color for almost literally everyone. Every skin tone, every undertone, every complexion, she came and slayed. Now, the Fenty Beauty foundation is actually one of my favorites from last year. It is amazing, and the brand definitely put things in perspective for a lot of people that, hi, if a brand does not have a big shade range, why bother? And I know there's a lot of opinions about this, but girl, here's mine. If you cannot create a all-inclusive shade range, why is the product even being put out? There was a lot of controversy that went down with this, and I am just kind of a little shocked and horrified when I saw the swatches. It looked like they had 50 shades of white and then like 2 shades for women of color, and it's not acceptable. It is literally 2018. So I know a lot of people have done videos on this foundation already. It's just hit the market, but I have a few more words to say. So I've seen a few YouTubers already review this. Now there's an amazing review by Jackie Aina and Alyssa Ashley. You can watch their video. Here is the thumbnail, and they really go in depth and they're just brutally honest, and I think that's why a lot of people fuck with their channels, because they say exactly what's up, they speak the truth, and a lot of people are afraid of the truth. Part of me didn't even want to review the foundation. I know a lot of you want to see it in action, so I am gonna do it, but part of me just feels like, girl, unless they want to put out a full range, don't bother. So while I'm filming this video, Tarte actually went on their IG story and did a little, we're gonna call it a press release or a response to the controversy and everyone being upset. Now, let's read this together and you guys can decide what you think for yourself. So Tarte went on their IG story, which, girl, you should have done a full post on Instagram. You should have posted on Twitter, Facebook, everything, so the whole world could see your response. But I guess an Instagram story will have to do. We all know by now that we revealed our much anticipated Shape Tape foundation. And the final shade range that we launched was definitely not a full representation of all of you. It may be a little too late, but we can assure you that this was not meant in any malicious way. We all just got so caught up in the Shape Tape nation and seeing your tweets asking for it. We wanted to get the product out as fast as possible, and we made the decision to move forward before all the shades were ready to go. They then go on to say, we know that there is no excuse and we take full responsibility for launching this way. We lost sight of what's really important in this industry, and for those who feel alienated in our community, we want to personally apologize. We're doing everything in our power to bring those unfinished shades to market as fast as we can at any cost. We can and we will do better. Also, one thing I want to note is that a lot of people were going in because Tarte disabled their comment section for the post about the foundation. So it really made people even more upset. Like, you're literally silencing the voices of those who need to be heard. Now, it is great to have an apology, but to me, I feel like some of that is maybe a little too late. Are women of color an afterthought to Tarte? Are they not good enough? So you gotta wait to get your shade later. I just couldn't imagine being excited for a release. Now, the concealer that they have put out does have a lot of shades, but I couldn't imagine being excited for a launch and then you log in to buy your shade and you can't find your color and it really does not exist. I mean, to me, foundation should go from A to Z. Tarte did like A to M, skipped a whole bunch, and then did like U, Z, and that's about it. So to me, it just felt like, okay, why would you have to put out darker shades later? So only white people get to buy your shit first and then everyone is like an afterthought? It blows my mind, but I think that this is a very important topic to talk about, and I think that it is also something that a lot of brands kind of, you know, put under the radar. Don't bother putting out this foundation until you are ready with a full inclusive line. So another thing that was a little controversial the last 2 days is that beauty YouTuber Nikki Tutorials deleted her entire Shape Tape review. And I was like, whoa, what is going on? So after digging in, I found out that she deleted the video because people were really going in on the comment section, and you know the internet is the internet. And this is a very hot topic, but I think that it's very important that when you do have a huge platform like Nikki with over 8 million subscribers, you do, not that you have to do things a certain way, but you do have a choice to really talk about something and bring it full forward, because yes, girl, they may have had your shade, but half your audience didn't have their shade. So me, which I know I don't have as many subscribers as her, but I would like to be one of the people to go on record and start the conversation, which the conversation's already started. The whole internet is fucking uproared, angry, and upset, and I just think that people with a bigger audience should speak up about it. It's ridiculous. You know, I saw Nikki's tweet. She said, you know, I gotta pull up the screenshot so I don't misquote. "Thank you for showing me the importance of showcasing my voice. The Tarte shade range is an absolute mess, and I should have spoken up about it more than I did." My problem with that, you've been on YouTube for 8 years. You know you have a voice, girl. Also, you live your life online. You saw the shade range, you didn't really acknowledge it. So here I am, I would love to acknowledge it and start the motherfucking conversation. I just feel like that is a very important topic, and please sound off below of what you guys think. I'm very just kind of like shocked to even see this behavior still happening in the makeup world, but at last, here we are. So if you guys want to see me even review this foundation, keep on watching. If you're over it, I don't blame you. You can log off, I don't care. But I do want it to, you know, speak my mind, and I think that it's very important to talk to you guys about this subject. Let's dive into it. Now, there is 2 formulas. There is a hydrating Shape Tape and there is a matte Shape Tape. Now, I've watched a few people review this, which I normally don't do. Not that anyone sways my opinion, I just don't like to see other people use it yet until I try it out. But from watching a few people's reviews, the hydrating one seems very skin-like and natural, which, no thank you. We're gonna try out the matte one. So it looks like this. Now, I did get 3 shades here, which, all jokes aside, you guys, I can't with these shade names. We got light sand, fair neutral, and light neutral. Now, the other shades were like deep, dark, and mahogany, and I'm over here like. So anyway, I am going to test this out today. Now, this foundation does retail for $39. It's kind of up there. This one is supposed to visibly refine pores and absorb shine. It has vitamin E for nourishing the skin, no flaking or caking. Now, it does recommend that you apply with a paddle brush, so they have put out their own brush, which this retails for $28. It's vegan and cruelty-free. Now, of course, you guys have seen every brand on earth, I think by now, put out a paddle brush. We all know that Artis was the first one to do it, and everyone has followed suit. We're just gonna dive in and try this foundation. Now, of course, I'm gonna use a primer that I always use every day, so there's no surprises. And since this is a matte foundation, we're gonna go in with my Sicily Double 10 CR Instant and Long-Term Primer. This one is amazing. She's fucking pricey, but girl, does she work. All right, my neck, my ears, my forehead, my whole face is primed. Now let's dive in. So I guess we have to shade match my face first. Let's do that. Now, first of all, I haven't even seen this bottle yet, really. I haven't absorbed it. Okay, it's cute. It's all right. What do we have here? We have 30 milliliters and 1.01 fluid ounces, made in Canada. And this is, of course, a full matte foundation. All right, now let's see which shade is going to work for me. The concealer I use is very light. Now this, I'm just gonna do a little swatch test. I probably should have done this before I primed, but hey, let's see what happens here. Okay, that looks a little yellow for me. I am very cool toned, so I don't think I'm gonna live for that one. This one is, which one is this one? Fair neutral. Ooh, God, that's light. Okay, and then we have light neutral. Let's pray light neutral works, or we're gonna have to go in with that one, you guys. I'm scared. Okay, and then we have light, yeah, this is light neutral. Okay, I think light neutral Is it gonna work? Alright you guys, so I'm going to wipe this off, but we're gonna go in with light neutral. It's a little too yellow for me. There's not like that full pink undertone I'm seeing here. Now I did get this offline, so you know how it is when you're trying to match your shade off of a little square. It can be a little annoying sometimes. So we are going to just wipe that off, and then I'm very weird about reviews. You guys know I'm gonna wipe this, even the residue of the makeup wipe, I want completely off my skin. There we go. All right, so here we are with Miss Light Neutral. Now, I know this is a very thick foundation, so during reviews, you should probably use a normal amount so everyone can actually see if the product works or not. So let's just go in with one swipe here. Ooh, that's a lot of product, girl. And then we'll go down a little bit, and let's just see how that looks. I mean, that's a lot of product. We'll do half my face just so you guys can see if and when there's a difference. Now let's take the brush and let's blend her out. Here is the foundation blended out. So I guess we're gonna have to zoom in right here and see. Now, of course, I'm gonna look directly in the camera. Here is the side with foundation, of course, and here is what you see in real life. We have freckles, we have a little cut on my lip, we have moles, and we have some discoloration. And then, here is the... Now looking in the monitor, it does look very airbrushed. All the discoloration is gone. It is definitely a medium to full coverage foundation. The color match I'm not like living for, but I'm also not hating it. It is definitely, can be builded to a very full coverage. Now there's no patches, it looks smooth. It's very like, I look like I have a filter on my face, which you guys know I'm into that. I guess let's apply more on this side, but I love applying my foundation with the Beauty Blender. Most of you guys know that. So even though this brush does say it suggests to apply this with the foundation, not everyone is gonna buy this or wanna use it. So let's try this side with the Beauty Blender. Now this applicator, I actually don't mind it. It goes on really easy, it's not messy, and I do like how sturdy it is because it is, I'm going to assume this is glass, it feels nice and heavy. Okay, let's bounce. Alright, so this is kind of weird. Blending it out with a damp beauty blender made it apply better than their brush. I have to say that right off the bat. I'm like, whoa. Now brands always recommend buy a brush with this. Girl, it's foundation. You can apply it with your fingers, with a sponge, with a beauty blender, with a synthetic brush, whatever you want, girl. But just buffing this in, it actually applied better. I almost feel like this side with the brush looks a little cakier, but this side looks a lot better. And I wasn't hating this side, it just now that I'm comparing the two, I'm like, whoa, this one is nicer. I am going to add a tiny bit more of this just to see if it will let me add on some extra coverage, and let's see what happens. Now that it's buffed out, you can definitely see it is a medium to full coverage foundation. There is no denying that. I am curious to see if this Shape Tape Concealer works great over its own formula. So let's pull out the concealer, of course. This is in shade Fair, and let's put some on and see what happens. All right, should we try to buff it out with their brush or should we just stick to a beauty sponge? I guess we can do both, right? Why not? Okay, so yeah, this blended out all right. It kind of took off a little bit of the foundation, it looks like. Let's see this right here. And if a lot of you are like, girl, what the hell are you doing right there? This is what I've been doing lately under my contour, just so it's so sharp and your cheekbones look like knives. But yeah, this brush, girl, not living for it. All right, now I'm going to set my concealer like I would always do, and let's go in with the RCMA No Color Powder. Now we're gonna take our damp sponge and we're just going to lay that right on top of the concealer and the foundation, and let's see how it looks. As I'm letting the powder bake, I'm just adding on a little bit of bronzer and warmth to my face. All right, so let's brush off the powder here, and let's see how the under eyes and concealer are looking. All right, so I think I'm ready to give my final thoughts and give you guys the real tea, so here we go. So I'm sure a lot of you are wondering and you wanna know, maybe you've already fast forwarded to the end, is the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation Jeffree Star approved? Well, here's the problem. The formula, yes, it's good. It's not the best thing on earth. Now, when I did put the concealer over the foundation with the setting powder, it does look good. There's really no creasing. It's not bad. My problem is I really don't know if we should support this foundation or the brand until there are more shades. And I'm sure a lot of you are gonna be on the same page as me and you're like, girl, I agree. So I'm glad that you guys got to watch me play around with it, but I am not going to approve it based on all the facts that I presented in the beginning of the video. I hope you guys can understand that and relate because girl, I cannot. Until a brand wants to be fully inclusive, baby, y'all should not be wasting your fucking hard-earned coins on it. And that is that. I'm gonna go wipe this off now, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.